Anyway, what were you talking about elephants a minute ago?
I told y'all about me seeing the Siamese elephants.
No, you didn't tell us about no dang Siamese elephants.
When did you see them? Recently?
No, it has been years and years ago.
Back when you was a drinking.
Yeah.
No. I did a whole. Yeah, you told us I had the whole presentation on elephants. Were you here for that?
Yeah, I did tell you. And we had them on. We had them on. Had them on TV there.
I had pictures of elephants and
different kind of elephants.
Hell, I don't remember what I had for
they
breakfast.
They were Siamese elephants, or they were connected at the trunk.
They're connected at the trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now those are conjoined. I don't know if that's Siamese.
Well, I didn't. I'm not an elephant expert. What would you call them? What's elephants called besides elephants?
I'd call it a drunken stupor.
Listen, Earl, it ain't as bad as it sounds. I mean, they were out in the wild, and I guess I don't know,
goofing off.
Yeah, and they were connected at their trunks like this right here, you know. And the bad thing about it, like that right there. The bad thing about it, they couldn't go like an elephant does. They had to go like that. They couldn't do that. And water. I don't know how they drank water. They put they have to both get down together in the water and put the mouth in there. They couldn't put the trunk in and snort some up, like they do, because they were joined right there. They couldn't know, and aggravate. You talk about aggravating now, and I felt for these elephants because I was just they was out in the wild, Earl, and I'd watch them. I mean, I watched them go down and try to get a drink of water and all that. But in a little while, I just watched them, and they were doing the best they could do to be joined in the trunk here. Well, aggravating was this little mouse that he'd run between the two of them, between that trunk. And he'd run between the two, aggravating the crap out, and they couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
They couldn't swap him off with that, with their snouts because they were joined. And their tail wasn't long enough
to swipe him or wipe poop like we talked about last week with the cows. Windshield wipe the poop.
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I was just thinking, when did you start being a dang animal doctor?
I've always been an animal doctor. I can fix an animal. All you got to do is show me what's wrong with it.
Honestly, and this is not, when we show you, I don't want you to take offense to it, but you kind of look like that animal doctor on TV. Dr.
Pole?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does look like him.
Yeah.
It's hard. What are they going to do? Turn you into some organization for not doing it right? No.
If you mess up, we had to put him down.
Ain't nobody to hang around and talk about it, is they?
There's a couple of them joined together. We had to put them down.
We got out the saw.
It ain't like they're going to file a lawsuit against you or anything,
That's a good point that you make, though. Or not a point, but a story that you told. So when elephants do does that come through the trunk, you think?
Yeah.
Is it like a horn?
They call it trumpeting.
Yes.
That's the way they communicate with each other. That's the way they first of all, they don't know how to do a smoke signal, and second of all, all their communication is through that. Do it again, hey. Yeah, you does it good.
Well, now let me ask you a question. Exactly when is it that you became an animal expert on knowing how elephants communicate?
I wasn't until I got educated watching this elephant with the mouse.
And YouTube.
I really thought that the elephants owned the mouse, and they had trained him to run back and forth between the two of them. But then I found out that he done climbed up one on the leg, and got on his back, and got on his trunk, and he'd run back and forth. And elephant got great big old eyes, like they're about that big right there. And that mouse, he'd run up and he'd get right there and look at him, and the mouse would look at him too. And, then he run back to that other. That's the reason I say I'm sure that mouse, he's just aggravating this crowd.
Oh yeah. He was like a circus mouse that John Coffey was talking about.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Farquhar Delacroix, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Delacourt. People. Yeah. And the circus mouse, he was using it like one of those skateboard ramps.
Yeah, exactly what he was doing.
Going up and down.
That's what he was doing. And he might have been practicing for the mouse circus down in Florida. I don't know.
I would bet money that if there is a mouse circus, it's either in Florida, Louisiana, or Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah. What about it, Earl?
Money on it.
Where's it at?
Tupelo, Mississippi, probably.
Ugh, God, what a shithole Mississippi is.
I spent 6 weeks in Meridian, Mississippi, armpit of the world.
They ain't shit in Meridian, Mississippi, except where you was.
Well, I still say, hold on, there got to be something. Earl was there.
I don't know. When I went through Meridian, I was going about 111 miles an hour, and I was like, I'm not stopping here.
Smart move.
And then one guy was like, hey, we stopped by and see me. I saw him. Just one of the worst stops. The worst stop I ever had was going to meet the
Pope.
No. If I was a child, yes. But what is it when you can't hear, you're deaf. When you can't speak,
you're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm mute.
This fella, yeah, one of the two.
They call it deaf and dumb. I always call it.
But
That don't sound good, Earl. How about you getting politically correct around here, Earl? I don't want you coming on the podcast and offending some of them deaf and dumb people. Yeah, deaf and dumb people. A lot of them ain't even dumb.
See, you just called them deaf and dumb people.
Well, I'm trying to defend them. They're not dumb, Earl. But they couldn't hear what they're supposed to be learning, so then they couldn't talk either.
Yeah.
They couldn't tell nobody they wasn't learning.
Yeah.
See? It went downhill since it was born.
The worst stop I ever had was we went about an hour and 45 minutes one way to this customer. And we get there, and it's an auto parts store. And I've told this before, but we don't sell auto parts. We sell hydraulic shit. And so it was from where we were to there was an hour 45 through the middle of the wood, not a highway, not an interstate, just 2-lane
trail
road, basically, that someone had loosely paved. And we get there, and the guy that took me there, because I would never have went there, he was like, yeah, I think this is a good opportunity to sell some pressure gauges. I was like, oh, sweet. Those are $6 a piece. I got to sell 6 million of them to give a damn. So,
and they're hard to box up 6 million.
And we're talking, and a guy's listening and like nodding, and
Are they nodding or nodding off?
50-50, I think. And so he wanders to the back. He's going to go get one and show us what they use. And so another guy, the guy that took me wanders with this other guy, and I stand at the counter because I'm already like, what the hell are we even doing? And so another guy walks up, and I said, that guy right there, he don't talk a lot. He said, oh, he can't. He ain't got no tongue. He had some kind of deficiency, and they cut it out. So he don't speak. I said, oh, is that why he's taking notes? He said, yeah. He's going to write you a note and tell you what he wants you to tell, I said, oh, cool.
Did you say cool?
So, yeah.
Did you look up that other guy?
So he comes back, and I told the guy, I kind of looked away, I didn't, because
you didn't want to look at his tongue, did you?
I didn't want to look at his mouth hole, but so I'm telling him, I kind of turn away because I'm sure he can hear, but so I got to be discreet, but I also don't want to be like, hey, he ain't got no tongue, he ain't gonna tell you nothing.
He ain't gonna tell you shit.
So I kind of turn away. I'm like, oh, what is this right now? So I was like, hey, come here. Andy was the guy's name I was with. I said, Andy, look at this. So I walk over there, and he said, what is that? I said, I have no idea what this is, radiator fluid or some shit. But this guy, he's not going to talk because he ain't got no tongue, so you're not going to be able to chat with him. You're going to talk, he's going to listen, then he's going to write you a note. He goes, oh, okay. And at this point, I'm already checked out, and now I'm like, well.
Andy, you and him have a good time.
Yeah, but Andy was driving me, so unfortunately I was stuck. So we go back, and Andy's talking to the guy, and he's like, yeah, we could do that. And the guy's like, Andy's like, how many do you use? And he wrote down 6. And I'm like, we drove an hour and 45 minutes one way for $36. This is not going to buy gas to get back to where we came from.
Well, the good part about it is you won't have to listen to him bitch. So.
Well,
something goes wrong. Yeah, something goes wrong.
Andy keeps talking, and then I guess he just didn't comprehend what I said, or didn't care, or was an idiot. And
or all the above.
Because he was talking to a guy with no tongue.
So finally, the guy with no tongue walks to the back again, and the other little fella behind the counter, he'd wandered off, and Andy looked at me and goes,
sneak out of here.
Why is this guy not talking? I said, you fucking idiot. Did you not hear anything I said? He said, why'd you call me that? I said, he don't have no tongue, so he can't talk. He said, is that why he keeps writing those notes? I'm like, bro, I just told you all this. He said, you think we're going to sell him some stuff? I said, I don't think we're going to sell him shit. I think we should tell him, have a great day. Sorry about your tongue, but we have to go.
We got to go. We got people to talk to.
When you get to and don't mention that tongue till you get to the door, and then turn around and say, sorry about your tongue.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that it happened, but
to his tongue, or y'all went?
Both equally. Both equally.
Yeah.
But when you were talking about the elephants, do you think, because like, do they breathe through their snout?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think when one of them goes to, what do you call it when they make the sounds?
Trumpet.
Yes.
Yeah, trumpeting.
Do you think when they do that, so they're like this, right? Like you said. Do you think when this one over here is like, oh, I got to tell somebody something, it's like, and nothing happens, this one farts? It just goes right through.
Thought about that. Yeah, it might.
They're like, we don't want these gassy elephants. You think you'd have to pay? Do you think you'd have to pay double for those two together, or would you get them at like a 50% discount?
Well, I'm sure it's like 1.5.
Yeah. Okay.
You get buy one.
It's buy one get one free. You buy one get one free.
Buy one get one free.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on a Christmas sale. Speaking of which, it's Christmas time, and
And I went shopping yesterday.
did you?
Dang.
Earl went shopping.
Oh,
right.
Oh my gosh.
Bought two things.
Where'd you go shopping at?
TriStar Imports.
Okay, fair. That's very fair. Wait a minute. TriStar Imports has a lot of random shit. Mm-hmm. They got wheelbarrow wheels, lawnmower wheels,
Wheelbarrow bearings. I mean,
yeah,
they got
bearings. They got lawnmower
saw sharp.
blades.
You can get your saw sharpers while you're there waiting.
Yeah, they
know?
also have Christmas shit up in the front aisle, or they did when I went last 7, 8, 10
Flowers and
Yeah.
Christmas stuff and yard ornaments and wind chimes and
Headstones.
they got them too.
Yeah.
Concrete frogs and stuff like that.
Did you?
Oh,
We have why don't we sell those concrete fire pits at the damn TriStar? That'd have been a hit.
Well, if you could make them into the shape of a frog, they'd really win.
yeah. There was a line at the concrete frog aisle.
I remember me and Pete used to have concrete frogs, and I hated them. I'd always
Well, also, many people used to have a.
That sucker weighed about 45 pounds.
Yeah.
They used to have one that was like I think they were gay, like homosexual frogs, because they had this little
No,
seat.
many people wouldn't have no homosexual.
Well, I don't think they knew. They thought it was like
Friends.
husband and wife, or
Friends.
yeah, friend. But how do you tell about a frog? You know what I'm saying? But they had this little seat that one faced this way and one faced this way, and had a little umbrella over them. And I was like, oh, this is gay. These gay.
You can't ever tell about. Well, I don't know how you tell about frogs yet, but you can tell. I know one time.
Hold on.
All right.
Keep that. Did you go shopping for yourself?
No.
Because it seems like a place that you would go shopping for
Well,
lawnmower
I
tires.
buy a lot of stuff.
Okay. I was going to say he lawnmower parts right there.
Oh yeah.
Blade right there.
I got an account there. I just said, put it on my account.
Put it on my tab. I'll get you at the end of the month.
Yep.
What did
They
you
see him
buy
coming.
there?
He gets out of the truck. Here comes Earl. Here comes
coming in
Earl.
hot. We got a lot of lawnmower shit.
Get it out.
We got it.
Roll it out.
I've been invited to a little Christmas drop-in,
Oh, now here we go.
and they're going to do a dirty Santa thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
dirty Santa.
Where you got
That's the
one
reason you
good
going.
gift and one gag gift.
Gay gift.
Gag.
Oh, I was to say, what are you going to, Earl?
Damn
What do you think I was over at the damn frog section? Anyway, so
this
in our
is good.
Hold
discussions,
on,
we
Earl.
decided that might be a good, because it's like a $20 limit, so
Yeah.
you're not going to go buy
Right.
something big. So we thought we'd go look there and just kind of maybe even just get some ideas.
Well, when you
That's a
say
good-
we, you say we gonna go look at. Who's this we?
Me and Janet,
We know.
Yeah.
you know that.
We know it.
And just so people out there, I mean, we know, but just so people out there, this is not the deaf and dumb girl he used to date.
Yeah.
The new one.
He moved
She's
on.
not- that lady.
This one's blind, deaf, and dumb. Me and her dog get along great.
So what did you end? Okay, this will come out next week.
Well, wait, I want to know
It's
something.
the party's on the 16th.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
whose party is this? Do I know these people?
Yes, you do.
Do you know? Does Caleb know them?
Probably not. He may have.
Are you gonna mention their name?
I can.
Well, who is it?
It's Jimmy and Donnie Spearman out at their place,
Yeah.
and Juan and Pedro, and I don't know if Doug and Jan will
They-
be my friends, and they live out on the lake. And they,
Oh, yeah. Lake friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Well, when you turn, like when you used to go to our old house, you turn
Yeah.
right and go down there where
take that
Fern
little
used to
bear
live
off
at.
to the right there, Knox Road. Go right down in there, and they got two nice.
Yeah.
Plus Doug and Jan's house and Kyle's house, and Juan and Pedro. There's
I can tell you this: I don't think Jimmy and Don neither one gonna want to go with no gay gifts. I don't think they're going to go for that.
Well, that's the question. Is so you got one decent gift
Yes.
and one gag.
What was your
gift.
decent
And
gift?
actually, the gag gift could possibly have usefulness. It's a gag gift in a way, but it's
A lawnmower blade.
no.
Oh,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's useful.
You just
More
bought-
useful to you than it probably is
I was going to say
somebody
you
else.
bought it hoping it would get
Yeah,
back
get
to
back
you.
to me.
So,
I'm gonna pick it,
I need this. Yeah, I bought this for me. I've done that. There's no shame in
Y'all, when you go, Earl, is this the first year where they've had this party, or is they had it for or a different kind of
I
party?
think this is the first year we've had this kind of gathering. I go over there on Thanksgiving and Christmas
Yeah.
and share the holiday season with them. But this is
Because
not
you're
a
homeless.
Christmas. Yeah, this is not like a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day thing. This is a week prior, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a
Christmas party.
holiday gathering.
Nice.
Christmas holiday
Christmas season party. There
Don't
we
know
go.
if there's going to be a meal or maybe finger food, cookies, crackers, cheese,
Oh yeah.
Finger
gay,
food.
finger food. That-
Gay people love finger food.
So it's just a little get together, and we'll play Dirty Santa. And
Now, how much is they? Is anybody out there going to be drinking?
well, if Kyle's there, he would be.
So there's only one out of all these people's going to be the one, only one going to be drinking.
Kevin don't drink.
okay.
I quit drinking 24 years ago.
We tried to get you back in the game.
And I'm glad you did.
Donnie Ray
Yeah.
has quit drinking,
Okay.
and his brother Jimmy. Jimmy's the one that's my age. Donnie's your age.
Yeah.
Jimmy said the other day that he hadn't had a drink since October the 4th. So that's basically 2 months now.
So he's on a sabbatical.
Yeah. Now you go into his house and he's got a bar just hundreds and hundreds of bottles of whiskey and bourbons and
Well, I'd have got rid of them before I quit drinking.
well,
wouldn't
me
you?
too. I couldn't have it in the house. But anyway.
Yeah. Now let
so,
me go ahead. Keep
everybody's
going.
quit drinking except for Kyle,
Well, here's
Are
what-
y'all gonna hold Kyle down when he gets there?
probably.
Now, did you find and secure a gag gift?
Yes.
Okay, tremendous. Because the normal gift, I mean, it's probably going to be cool if you got it, but also we don't give a shit. The gag gift's what we want to hear about.
Well, the gag gift.
Wait a second. Now, when's this come out? It won't be till. Will it be before the party?
Yeah.
You know, with our.
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah.
I'll bleep it out like I said the F word too many times.
Okay, I was gonna say with the reach the podcast has got,
Yeah,
ain't no telling who might hear it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll bleep it.
It is a very, very large, almost like a, but it don't have any drain holes in it. It's just a big, yep.
Like a
it's
big
how big is it, Earl?
well, they had too, the flat, almost like a,
Yeah.
but then they had the one that was a, maybe you could,
Oh, yeah.
Some- so it's kind of a gag gift, but it
Also could be useful
used,
if you
know?
make if you have some witches and they're making a cauldron full of damn
toad
greens,
eyes
beans,
and
Frog
potatoes,
eyes,
tomatoes,
you know,
frogs,
use it in the frog
logs.
section anyway. You
Yeah.
could have got some.
You could
Hey,
scoop
how
it.
big is this? How big is this, Earl?
it's about
Holy
yeah.
cow!
3 foot long, I guess.
People are going to shit their pants. They're going to be like, damn, Earl brought a new. I'm going to bleep this because it's going to be good when you give it. But also, what you could do, and I'm not saying you should,
But I want you to.
but what you
And we want to hear about it.
is you could go to the $10 was the limit on
20.
20 on each or
Yeah,
together.
a 20 on each.
Oh, tremendous. So they have these drinks that are called beat boxes, and they're a little carton. They look like a little tiny,
Juice box,
yeah, and they are 15% alcohol,
which is good.
and it's a malt, like they have blue raspberry and juicy mango and angry peach and shit like that.
Like he knows all about.
I've had them. Now me, I'm a big guy, and I took a sabbatical from drinking for about 10 years. And then I got back into,
Back in the game.
Yeah.
Honed your skills, didn't you?
Somebody pulled me out of retirement and was like, hey,
Drink this.
We need you back on the drinking team.
and I'm a big guy, so I could handle about
Gallon and a half.
17.
4 of them. 4 of them, and they're not 20 ounces. They're probably 16 ounces apiece.
Well, 4 of them would be like 60% alcohol. So I mean, no wonder.
I'm gonna shoot you straight. If I drink 4 of those, I'm pretty well drunk as shit. And I'm a big guy. So what you could do, because they have them 2 for $5, 2 for $6. You get about 4 of those things and just say, here's your gag gift. But the rule is you have to drink them.
Out that.
Get out of your seat.
No, you have to drink them out that.
Yeah. No, that would be. And then.
Can you see him open that? I hold it both hands.
I can't imagine that there's anybody as big as me gathering. Because I don't get invited to a lot of things like that.
Brother Jim's a pretty good sized fella. He
But
may
he
not
don't-
be quite as tall as you.
Yeah.
But
he don't drink.
He said he hadn't drank anything since October the 4th.
Now, Kyle, how big's Kyle?
Kyle's skinny.
Little
Sweet.
bitty rascal.
Well, this is going to be one that Kyle needs
Well,
to
see,
get.
I'm not sure if Kyle's going to be there. All I got is an invite, and I'm not sure. I know
Yeah.
Kevin and Pedro and Juan
Yeah.
are on the invite list, and so Jimmy and Connie and Donnie and Lynn. But I don't know about Doug and Jan or Kyle.
Yeah.
Is it Kyle?
You said Pedro and who?
Juan.
One.
One.
Juan.
The
One.
rule is, though, is if you put a 4-pack of these together, then you have to put a note on top that says, hey, if this
Must
is your
drink
gift,
these.
you must drink these before you stand up. Let them drink all 4, stand up.
Fall down.
Hopefully there's not a fire nearby.
Fall down. Use that big to get up.
And because that is gonna, and also they taste good, and they have a lot of alcohol in them. The ultimate goal, though, if you drink a couple of those, is I'm just trying to get drunk quick as possible. The next day, you feel like you got hit by a freaking bus. It is not a good day. So if you did 4 of them, like back, whew, don't put them near a fire. We had a relative that fell, or not.
Well, not a relative. They wasn't no relative. We ain't got no stupid relative. Well, we got. Never mind.
It was like a loose relative on the other side that apparently got pretty shit-faced and fell into a fire
That's right.
and lived to tell about it, and then did more drugs, and we were like, falling into a fire didn't cure it.
That wasn't your wake up call. Oh,
No, she did a lot of drugs too. So
Yeah.
matter of fact, she went. She saw them. She saw them too. So.
Well, you were going to say something before we took off. You remember what it was?
No idea.
That's all right.
I mean, that was like 30 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago.
That's my bad. I wanted to ask about Earl's.
Well, what are y'all gonna do for Christmas?
Probably eat.
What we gonna do? I thought say, look at Josh. We gonna eat, Earl. Can you tell? We gonna eat. I mean,
Yeah, we'll probably do Christmas here, and then we'll probably go to.
we going to the beach
Oh yeah.
sometime. We won't be here next. We won't be here next Saturday or the next Saturday, will we?
We won't be here next Saturday. We might be here the following.
Oh yeah, we don't
Saturday.
leave Sunday, right?
Yeah, it depends on. It kind of depends on Josh.
We're gonna take our wives. We're gonna take our wives down to the beach. And
This is not the golf trip, by the way. This is just
wallow around. Oh yeah, speaking of golf trip, now is it January?
sometime in January, probably mostly.
We're going to
I
Florida.
was thinking, say y'all had discussed going to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So-
thinking that's probably going to come to fruition.
So you just
we'll
make
give
sure your schedule is kind of free
We'll give
in
you dates and
January.
I
times.
can adjust my
There we go.
schedule.
Now that's what we need to do.
We're gonna go down to Florida. No, we're going to the Myrtle Beach in a couple weeks, and we're gonna go down there, do a little sunbathing.
I don't know about that.
Cause
We're
we
gonna
don't
do
do that
eating,
much bathing up
for
here.
sure.
So
I had a question that I thought about yesterday. I was traveling to Atlanta, and I was sitting in traffic, and
well, first of all, people need to know when Caleb goes places, people follow.
yeah.
So y'all know that,
I was in the airport, and
which is a good place to pick up people flying in.
Yeah,
You know.
that's where you see a lot of travelers.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He saw a lot of travelers. A lot of
Yeah.
people he didn't know till he got there.
I was chatting with a security guard who was in I was at the last baggage claim thing for Delta, and he was sitting across from it in a.
He means the
tall
last
chair.
one at the airport, not the last one on Earth.
Yeah.
Of course. That did a lot of baggage. So
This brother was sitting there, and I kind of glanced. I was probably from me to y'all to him. I was standing against a wall and had my hood up like I normally do because it was cold.
And he probably had to drop on you, didn't he?
He thought he was definitely going. But he was in a chair and he kept going.
He dozing off, was he?
Yeah. So finally I asked him, I said, hey, brother. I said, how long you got to sit here? He said, I got here at 3 today. And this was about 7. And I said, dang. I said, how long you got to be here? He said, I'll get off at 10. I said, phew. I said, I've been standing beside you for 7 minutes and almost fell asleep 3 times. He said, yes, it's tough. I was like, oh, no. And then we saw famous basketball player Carmelo Anthony getting his bag and walking off, and I was like, dang, that guy's tall. And then I recognized who he was, and he walked off, and the security guard stood up out of his chair. I guess he wanted to act like he was doing
Hold
something.
on. Carmelo Anthony was to walk by you. He didn't speak to you or nothing.
I said, what's up to him? I said, Melo, what's up? He said, what's up, dog? And then he kept huffing. But I'm not that guy who's like, let me get a picture with a celebrity. I don't care. I saw him. If people believe it, that's great. If they don't, also that's great. Also, that's the only story I have. What's up, Melo? What's up, dog? Now he.
But you
will
got a
never
picture
see
of
me
him.
again.
But you just wasn't in the picture.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I snug a picture. I was like, oh. But the reason I knew it was him is because he was tall.
Real tall.
Than me. He was about 4 or 5 inches taller than me, and I thought, that my guy's tall. And then I looked, and I was like, oh, that's who he is.
No wonder he's tall. He's a basketball player.
Yeah, and he gets paid millions of dollars to do it. So the security guard stood up, and he walked over there, and he said, was that Carmelo? I said, yeah, man, it was. He said, dang. I said, yeah. So he told me a story about some other people he had seen in there, and I said, cool. I said, you sure you saw him? You didn't dream about him? Or, And so
you weren't dozing at the time?
Yeah. So we chatted for a minute about basketball, and I think he was surprised. I think he was relieved to figure out that I wasn't there to do a crime or like a terrorist act. So he didn't have to do nothing, And I think he was also like surprised, like, oh, he knows about basketball. I'm like, well, no shit, dog. I'm tall, Yeah, I know about it. If I'm tall and I don't know about basketball, I wasted most of my life. So he said, all right, man, it's break time. So I gave him a fist bump. He left, and I took his chair and dozed off for about 10 minutes. And then,
like he did.
Yeah.
Something to do with that chair, I think.
Yeah, it's got Benadryl in it or something. But I was going to ask you guys a question because I thought about it right before I dozed off. I was like, oh, I need to ask Dad and Earl a question tomorrow. If you stick with me here. If you were to go, if you were to go back in time, if you were to go back in time, and like they were to drop you that you are now at your age, my age, you can't take nothing with you except your clothes.
Hold on. You said if they were to drop us. Well, if you drop us at our age, we're done.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But if they were to place you
drop us at a hospital, if you go drop us.
If they were to place you back in time, and I already have an answer for everybody, but I want your answer. If they were to place you back in time, sometime before you were, maybe not before you were born, before I was born. If they were to take you back in time, which time frame do you think you would have fit the best in?
That's easy for me. Easy.
Okay.
It'd be this year, right before day before Thanksgiving, when Mom made that macaroni. I got to sit there, eat it by myself. Oh man, that was good.
Yeah,
that's
I can see
kind of what I'm looking.
I thought so. Earl, you have an idea?
Well, I would go back to about 1978.
Okay.
Buy some Microsoft stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I first started having
Drinking.
medical issues,
Oh yeah.
Sick.
I would have
Fixed it.
got it fixed up front instead of letting it drag on and put me in the condition.
Would you? Well, then now see, Earl, I don't know about all this about you because you gonna tell me back 1978 you knew what's gonna happen. You'd stop drinking.
Well, I don't think drinking had anything to do with it.
Did it help any?
Seemed to help at the time.
What was that?
That was a bird. It sounded like. What was it?
In the garage?
Could be. Could be them two damn Siamese elephants. I don't know.
I had answers for all of us. So I thought that for Earl, you would have fared pretty well in like the Ming Dynasty in China.
Oh, you talking about going back there? I thought you meant like go back in our lifetime.
No. Anytime.
Oh,
He placed you back in the meantime. Can you see Earl trying to talk
I can't
Chinese?
even speak Chinese.
No.
I would not have done well.
They wouldn't understand a word you said, Earl.
In my dream that I had when I was sitting in that security guard's chair, Earl was like the right hand man to
The Emperor.
Big Ming.
Big
Yeah.
Ming.
And I could see, and I don't know Chinese, so I can't. I'm going to do it in English, and then we'll put subtitles. But I could see the Big Ming looking at Earl and going, "Hey, Mongolia looked pretty sweet. You think we ought to go over there and just take it?" And then Earl saying,
What's over there? What are we going to get?
"Today seems like a good day to like cut all the grass. We'll just do that today. We'll figure that shit out later, But let's not do it today, Tomorrow is going to be fine. We can talk about it then. Just talking people off the ledge and saying, no, just bringing some common sense to.
Just keep building the damn wall.
Yeah. No, we don't need to go
We'll
take
be
it.
all right.
Let's just build the wall. They can't come here, and everything's going to be fine.
Well, it's going to keep the riffraff out if we build that wall longer.
You would
enough.
nothing.
Yeah. Oh, you beeping.
Well, what happened, you see, is I got a new update on my phone
Oh.
about, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday or something. And now, when I get an email
Oh.
or a text, I get this notification. You see.
Yeah.
So that's all that was.
Oh, I thought somebody was
So I
calling.
went to a little gathering yesterday for lunch.
This little fella here, he's a social butterfly, ain't he? I mean, he's everywhere.
And
Do we know who you gathered with?
no,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
this one guy got the little old waitress there to take a picture of all of us.
Yeah.
And then yesterday evening, you know how you everybody hates being on a group text or a group. Well, this is a group. There's 42 people on this group. So later on in the day, he downloads those pictures onto the email and emails it to everybody.
Yeah.
And so when anybody gets it, they got to respond to all.
Oh, yeah. They can't
Oh, that's
just,
cool, or
Yeah.
I didn't even
Oh,
read what that
yeah.
one
So
just
then you got
said.
42 people texting you.
Yeah,
Ah.
with something I already got. I got the pictures,
Yeah.
two pictures actually.
I looked at them. They're fine.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Y'all, the rest of y'all, I don't care if y'all like them or not.
Yeah.
You gonna block 41 of them?
Well, I need to, because the ones that are commenting are the ones that wasn't even there.
Damn. And then I thought to myself, Dad would be good. Like, when did the car come out? In 1927?
02.
Well,
Started about
there were
02.
some cars back in the late 1800s.
Yeah. Okay.
Benz and some of them guys, had little
When were there more production scale cars?
in the
1910s.
1910s and
Yeah. But
early 1900s.
I thought Dad would be fare very well right then because
He could have sold a shitload of them.
yeah,
A bunch
I'm not
of 'em.
trying to be biased by any means, and I've been around a good many car salesmen, but ain't nobody sell a car like my dad, and taught me how to do it. And I'm just a damn idiot and didn't know, what I was doing. Josh picked it up much better than I did, but we see where he's at. So
we don't see where he's at.
yeah, ghost. But I thought we dropped you right then.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just bringing it, and they were like, hey, we can make these things. We can make 2 of them a day.
What you'd have right now is the Dow stock market, all that. The top name would be King Motor.
Yep.
King Motor. GM, Ford, Chrysler,
None of them.
Tesla, all that, they would be just
Yeah.
selling 2 or 3 cars a year.
And it
They'd
wouldn't be no-
it'd King Motors.
And it wouldn't be the Dow anyway. It'd be the King.
Well,
know,
that's
so-
probably so.
On the market. I
Yeah.
could see you just.
On the
'cause-
King channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Because when you taught me, finally, you were not a, what is it when you hire your relative and you really like them but you ought not to?
Napoleonism.
Yeah. You didn't do that. You put me in there and you said, hey, figure it out. And I said, okay. And then I didn't. And you're like, all right, well, now I got to help his dumbass.
You got to
So,
find something he can do.
So we did. And
so he tried to help
still
me.
didn't work.
Yeah, still. Now we're here. And so he told me how to do it, and I was like, oh, shit. And then I did it a couple times, and then I was like, all right, I got to go do something else. So started a podcast, and here we are.
And
But
here we still in the red.
yeah, Dad will sell you a car. You won't even know you bought a car until you're going home, and you're like,
Wait a minute.
the radio button's in the difference. Oh, this ain't even my car I went in. That's how good he is selling cars. And then I thought about myself. I was like, well, where would I, I thought I would like to try my hand at, because basically we know you're going to be successful with Big Ming. You're going to figure it out. You're going to be like, no. You don't have to go do war today. You can do mowing the grass or shit, stacking blocks, digging well pumps. Dad, Henry Ford's like, hey, we can make a bunch of these in a day. He's like, cool, how many can you make? He's like, 6. You're going to need to ramp it up because them 6 going to be gone by the evening.
By the end of the day.
Yeah. Y'all figure it out. And I got to thinking, where would I fare well? And then I got to thinking, I don't fare well now. So I thought
You got to do better somewhere else, though, maybe.
I was like, I would like to try my hand at like, what is a person who runs a train? What do they call? Like drives?
Runs a train?
Well, the engineer operates the engine.
Okay. And then what do you have?
You got a conductor, which kind of manages all the people in the cars
Sympathy.
and stuff like that.
And then what?
Well, then you got your coal shovelers.
Okay. I think
You'd work good for that.
Yeah, coal shovelers.
Yeah. I'm thinking, though, I would like to try my hand at being like an assistant to the conductor on the Underground Railroad. And I would like to.
And you don't have to worry about your hand getting sore doing
No.
that? Okay.
Yeah. I would like, I don't have the little sticks, the chopsticks. I would like to do that, or like maybe, because he's doing the main shit. He's like, hey, you got a ticket? Get in here. You got to, I could probably handle that. You got a ticket? Cool, come on. You got it? You don't? All right, well, not back of the line, but not in the front, And then I thought, well, I could also, if I couldn't manage that, surely I could. Then I could do like the snack cart on the Underground Railroad. You know how they go down the middle of the aisle? Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, would you like some peanuts or would you like a water? I could be like, hey, we're getting out of here. I don't know if y'all know where we're going, but we're getting out.
Soon. Real soon.
We're on our way.
Yeah,
and they're like, what do you mean we? I'm like, well, I'm here with you. I'm on the train. So
as soon as the conductor gets here, we on our way.
Yeah, he's going to fire up the engine. Some of you guys, volunteer basis, obviously, are going to help shovel coal. No, we're not making anybody do it,
But if you want to go, we need coal.
And you might want to sit by the door.
Yeah, just in case, because we're going to pass some scenery that you are not.
Most of it's going to be tunnels, but
yeah,
every once in a while we have to come out in the light. So,
but yeah, and again, coal shoveling is volunteer based. There's nobody saying you do it. I think that I would have fared pretty well with that. I could have figured it out. Maybe.
Yeah,
Speaking of figuring it out, since you mentioned it, the first time I realized that I was going to be the world's best car salesman,
mm-hmm.
I was 15 years old. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't doubt that. I was there.
And my mama told me, said, go by the post office to get the mail. Well, the post office in Westminster is right there on the street, and you can pull up right in front there. There's 4 parking spaces. You pull right parallel, park right there, go in, get your mail, come back out. So when I was 15 years old, Mom said, stop and get the mail. So I did. I pulled up, and there was 2 or 3 cars in front of me, and I was like, I pulled up, got out, went in there, got the mail, come back, and got in the car. Well, when I got in the car, there was a woman sitting there. Yeah, older woman. I was 15, she was 69. And I looked at her, and she looked at me. I said, how you doing? She said, fine, how you doing? I said, fine. And about that time, I realized that I was in the wrong car.
Mm-hmm.
I had come out and got in the wrong car. I got in with this lady.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I looked over at her, and I said, well, it's a right beautiful day today. She said, yes, it is. I said, you doing all right? She said, well, yeah. I said, well, I had to take Henry to the hospital, and they did something to him, but he's home now. He's fine. And so me and her talked there about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Long conversation.
And now I don't know who this woman is.
And you convinced her of?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I talked to her for about 10 minutes, and I told her, I said, now listen, I'm going to have to go. I said, but you
be careful.
Yeah, tell Henry. I said, I hope it gets better soon. And she said, well, I will. I said, y'all have a good, y'all going to church tomorrow? Yeah. I said, all right. Well, if I don't see you there, I won't see you. And she said, okay. So I got out and got in my car. She got hurt. But I realized right then, that poor lady, and she didn't know what was going on. But I convinced her everything's all right there in just a second, you know. And I was in the wrong car. I ain't never seen her before in my life. I ain't seen her since.
Yeah.
Don't know who Henry is.
Nope.
You know.
Oh, you know Henry.
Well, that's what she said. And so I knew right there everything going to be all right, you know. And it was. So.
I've seen you get into a person's car with them and use every word except like curse words to tell them how shitty their car was.
Make them feel good about it being shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But you will sit in their car that they pulled up in and they've had for years, and you will explain to them that, you know, this button right here, it works, but, you know,
you ain't gonna
it's
make
not
it
going to
home.
work long. You know,
You ain't gonna make it home in this car.
And then you'll do this thing where you go, come here, and you'll get out and just start wandering off.
And they'll follow me, Earl. They're like
Right
a little dog on a
behind you.
leash. Follow you everywhere.
He went and sat in a new car. They got in with him. Whole damn family. Man, woman, kids, dog. And then he explained to them.
So, yeah.
And he said, this is, you know, come on inside. We got to do a little bit of paperwork, and then you guys go home. They followed him inside. Sat down. Dad wrote up a bunch of paperwork. He was like,
sign here.
and they asked, they were like, well, what are we doing? He's like, it's okay. I just need you to sign, say, you know, here. And they're like, okay. Sign. All right, now go in there and meet with that lady. She's going to get you to sign a few more papers. I'm going to get your car ready to go home. They're like, well, we drove it up here. It's ready. He said, no, your new car. And they were like, well, we're not buying a new car. He's like, well, you just did.
Congratulations.
And
your wife feels a whole lot better about you now.
Yeah, I sat there and watched it, and I said, he knows voodoo.
Yeah.
You said I knew voodoo. Is that what you said?
Yeah. He knows magic or voodoo or something.